Hello, I'm Louisa Higgins, and thank you for joining me once again for Easy Arts for Everyone. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because then you'll get the videos just as soon as we're making them, and we're releasing quite a few coming up soon. So today's lesson, we're revisiting the concept of CRT, or cultural relevance in teaching, and that means a respect and appreciation for other cultures and studying them through our art making. So today's lesson is inspired by Navajo blanket making, and so it's inspired by that, and we're going to do a drawing that kind of emulates the kind of design work and the colors that are used in that sort of art. So the three aspects I'd like you to focus on today is symmetry, and we've talked about that in a previous lesson that was STEAM-based and the math of symmetry, asymmetry. So today we're strictly working with symmetry, which is keeping it the same on both sides of the image that we're creating. We're also going to do a lot with line and also shape, but particularly line. Sometimes we'll use thick lines, thin lines, wavy, zigzag. We'll really play around with that. And then also color. So in the Navajo artwork, their color focus was white, yellow, red, and black. So we're going to expand that a little bit in the sample that we're doing today. But of course, as an artist, you have plenty of choices. And like I said, even though I don't have shape up here, you'll see we're going to play around with shapes as well. So flipping my board over, we're going to do a sample together. And so if I was working on a piece of paper, it would be a rectangle. And then I would think of it as there being an imaginary dotted line right here. I'll just do it very lightly. So if the paper was folded, it would look the same on both sides. So whatever we do on one side, we're going to do precisely on the other side. And for this example, I'm just going to use it with markers, or do it with markers. And again, I like very inexpensive materials, so I would have a piece of construction paper that was in a rectangle, or really any kind of paper. And I'm going to use markers, and I have another example where I used oil pastels. So I'm going to pick my first color, and then I'm going to create a line on both sides. So I'm going to start at this end with a thin wavy line in pink, and then at the other side I'm going to do the same thin wavy pink line. Then I think I'll move to purple, and I'm going to do a thick line going across. And bear with me because I'm working sideways and sometimes they're not as straight as they could be, but you get the idea. So a thick purple line. And if I wanted to make that even thicker, I could go back and add to it, right? Like so, on both sides. Then I'll go to another color, and I think this one I'll do a zigzag. Actually, I think I'll transition to shapes. So I have a dark blue pen, and now I'm going to add some squares going across. So I'm going to move across with my squares. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So you see I have that symmetry, that what's happening on this side looks the same as what's happening here. And so I'm going to move forward to the middle, doing the same type of lines or shapes on both sides. And when I get to the middle, I'm going to reserve like a special shape that's just going to go once across. It's not going to repeat on both sides. So let's say I've decided I'm going to put a diamond. That's going to run right across the middle. And that's kind of my finishing shape. So everything on this side or the other side looks the same and is symmetrical. So a finished product might look something like this. And this one I did with oil pastels. But again, as with many of our other art projects, this can be as simple or as complicated as the age group who's doing it. So with older students, I would expect something a little more sophisticated. This might be appropriate for younger students. And it's really an opportunity to work with math and talk about the different shapes, rectangle, triangle, circle, and so forth, and the different colors and so on. So this is really a culturally relevant lesson that's simple and easy. So I invite you to put the music on, have fun, and let's make art.